Hello, this is Crypto Coins and welcome to another ICO review. In this ICO review I'm going to look at Hive project. So let's have a look at what is the Hive project. So it basically provides a financial liquidity to small businesses by leveraging blockchain technology, and that gives them a range of cryptocurrency based financing options. It's going to enable the businesses to automate the invoicing process and make it available to the general public. There was a little graph on the website that I copied in here, and that explains how it works quite well. So basically the customer invoice, the company submits the invoice to the Hive exchange, that goes on to the blockchain, and that's a full and irreversible traceability of the invoices, and that makes then that invoice a tradable asset on the blockchain. Then that tradable asset goes to Hive exchange, and it's an automated exchange process. After that it goes to credit scoring, and that's again an automated process, and it's an automated credit risk assessment, which then leads to an offer, and each offer is based on the customer historical data, credit assessment, and online profile. So every customer's got their own profile on there, and then it leads to the financing and with an instant availability of funds on the blockchain. So it's quite a clever little system. How it's used, so basically I just explained how it's used. And it's going to use the blockchain technology to assign a unique fingerprint to every invoice issued, and it's going to make it possible for businesses to automate their invoicing process and take advantage of factoring services through the use of smart contracts. And it's also going to serve as a decentralized data room for all invoices submitted. It's going to use tokens. It's an HVE token, and it's going to grant the holder the right to purchase invoices on the Hive platform and update credit scores for certain entities which have a sufficient financial track record on the blockchain. And the token is therefore an entry point to the Hive network, and it's going to be used to basically perform any activities on that network. The team behind the Hive project is based in Slovenia and consists of 9 team members and 2 advisors. They do have some experience with blockchain. I had a look on the LinkedIn profiles and financing as well, but they didn't seem to work on any big projects. You can see their Twitter here and their website here, so I recommend you to have a look and just get more details if you need them. Engagement. So they are very active on social networks, and they post a lot of articles. Mostly on, it's like a series of blogs on medium.com. You can have you see a link here. So they interact with the community mostly through that. So I recommend you to have a look at it. Let's have a look at the business plan that they've got. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at the details of the token. So the total supply is going to be 500 million tokens. 75% of that, which is 375 million tokens, is going to be distributed in the ICO. 5% is going to be used in the user growth pool. 20% they plan to use in the development. Tokens are going to be received after the ICO ends and will be listed on exchanges in due time. They do not specify, but I assume it's going to be a week. Let's have a look at ICO terms. So they accept Bitcoin and Ether as a payment method. The contribution period is 6 weeks. Now this is a bit unclear because they put on 10k Bitcoin cap, but it doesn't really specify that it's a cap on the actual ICO. So have a look at the website and kind of try to figure out, but I think it means there's a $25 million cap. I'm not so sure about that, however. The total amount of tokens per Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to be calculated once they know how many tokens they sold, and there will be bonuses for early purchases. Roadmap. So they have quite a specific roadmap on the website. So first of all, in 2017 third quarter, they plan to have the blockchain prototype and first invoices working on the blockchain. Then in the 4th quarter, they're gonna have the release of the blockchain and start financing on Hive. In 2018, they plan to have algorithm-based financing, and in the second quarter of 2018, they plan to have a first third-party fund for financing on the system. They do have more on there. It's quite a detailed roadmap on the website, so if you want more details, I recommend you to have a look at it. Let's have a look at similar projects. Now, currently there's only one similar project that I was able to find, and it's also going to have an ICO in a few weeks. It's called Populous, and it's also an invoice financing and factoring on the blockchain. It seems to be a bit more popular than Hive. However, obviously, we don't know, since they still didn't give that many details, but once they do, I will definitely cover it in another ICO review, because it seems to be quite promising project. And let's go to conclusion about the Hive. So advantages. So for now, it's a first of its kind. I am certain there will be more competition in the future based on the blockchain. The ICO terms are quite good, so they do give a high amount of tokens in the sale, and the team seems to be active and involved. Disadvantages: I found the white paper to be quite vague and not that many details in it, as is compared to some of the other projects like the Starbase that I did recently. They had a brilliant white paper, and if you look at Hive white paper, it seems to be quite bland in the comparison. The team wasn't involved in any significant blockchain projects before, which is a bit of a worry. And like I said, the limit of the ICO is a bit unclear for me, so it would be good if they kind of cleared it up a little bit. Let's have a look at the verdict. Oh, if it works, there you go. So I gave it risky plus. I would say it's quite risky, and that's mainly due to unknown team and no working product. But to be honest, most of the ICOs don't have a product yet. But it does have a decent potential, and currently there's a lack of competition. So I would say it all depends how well the team implements it. And I think based on how engaged the team is, there is certainly a potential there. But I would say it's still quite risky to do. Thank you for watching this video. You can subscribe if you liked it. I have a Steemit where I post my blogs. You can see the link here. I also have a Twitter account where I post any announcement of the new videos. You can see it here. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.